God, I gotta remember to unmute my mic. Anyways, so let me put some music. And then turn it down. Oh no, that's the speaker. God. There we go. Anyways, let me see if I'm able to do zero current viewers. Excellent. Excellent. I'm going to try to do a magic trick. I'm just going to turn that up. 20. How does that look on stream? That looks good enough for me. Now I'm going to try something else. Let me just switch into my regular account. Hopefully this doesn't break anything. And oh, 2 people watching. Hey everybody. Hopefully this is I'm gonna go on my own stream real fast. Oh God, how do I paste? Oh my God, how do I paste an Emacs? Control space. No, don't want that. Don't want that. Paste. Control Y to paste. It makes sense. Oh, port. Don't care about that. Let's see if this works. I don't know. Oh, it does work. Oh my gosh. This is great. Anyways, oh right. So this is what I was trying to demo last time. I have this here, which allows me to chat in the stream. So that's great. Well, it's not receiving enough video as such a viewers were. Sorry, bud. Rough stream out. It's a rough weather out there, so you're gonna experience some buffering. But oh well, that's life. But anyways, it's great this time because now, unlike last time, which I was trying to show this, we have this nice little thing. So feel free to type in the chat. It's gonna show up here. And what's great about this is I can do a little. So if you demonstrate, I'll demonstrate. Actually, I'll say something in chat. I hope you like being in my text editor. There we go. That should show up here. Yep, look at this. Yeah. So as you can see, and what's great about this is I can do some devious stuff and I can spread misinformation. So that's what's nice about this shot here. And I'm just gonna do so I don't. Oh no, I lost it. That's a sin. Someone. Anyway, so take me back. This is gonna be a short one because I can slap this into chat. May be short. And what else? More stream info. I have my AeroPress full of coffee, so I'm going to make some coffee. Let me know, by the way, if the mic's not working well. I don't know. Or if the music's too loud. I don't know. And yeah, that's that. And let me know. YouTube is saying connection bad. It's current than the stream at this rate 23. I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna change my stream or my resolution settings. This might improve it, might make it worse. I don't know. We'll find out. Gonna crack open settings again. Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna change my settings. Yeah, 1 second. All right. Hopefully that's this should be better. Hopefully YouTube won't be angry at me. I don't care. Excellent condition. Excellent. Let's hit the live button. Good. Everything's green across the board on my end. Maybe people show up, but I'm just gonna work. And if people show up, well, I'll see you right here on the side and chat. So what else is the stream info today? Test editor. God. Text editor. God. So what's going on here? I just have to. First off, I have to delete some stuff. So I'm working with this. This is my AST node. As you can see, I've got some things that I probably don't need. Like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, do I really need position? Do I really need length or how many, the position of course, the position of the token, the position is how many tokens it is. I don't think I need those, but I have them. I don't know how I feel about that. I honestly don't need this, but I'm just super lazy. I'm like, I don't want to recalculate the last child ID. I just want it. Which really, I have no excuse since it's, again, I'm using arrays and, well, I'm using arrays. It is clearly a pointer, quote, I'm using arrays. But anyways, let me slide this over to the side here. You guys don't need to be that big. What else? And as you can see, I'm just abusing unions and structs and unions. It's good. It's what God wants us to do. Anyways, slide back over here. Something to delete right away. Hold on. I'm trying to tell the Discord. Oh yeah. Surprise. Oh yeah, I'll tell this. Hold up, I'm posting in the Discord. Surprise, I'm streaming. Oh God. Oh God. Anyway, so oh God, as you can see, I adore macros, and I have this goofy parse table, and by parse table it's actually an array. I'll say I don't need that. Yeah, don't need that. And looking at this giant ridiculous macro, I don't need most of this. I don't need most of it, but I'm gonna keep it around because I'm gonna use it. I'm just gonna reference it, and and I'm going to actually rearrange this that way. This is shot, and I'm gonna slide this down. Hopefully, never equalizes. what else is stream info? And well, that's there. I'm not going to grab coffee, not quite yet. So where is this referenced? For the parse table, it's referenced nowhere. Excellent. I do like that forward definition parse. Where's my parse table? I don't like that. What I do like is let's just toss in another macro. Top parse. Oops, not that. X. Enum. Func. Let's just say case enum, and you just do the func. Parse. So let's just what are my args? What are my args? Gone. And break. So it's called parso. Line parse, parse line, whatever. Line cases. That's nice. And fx, and then finally default. Default, you just hit an error, and parse error. So if you encountered something you didn't expect, guess what? Sorry, bud, it's an error. Yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Let's just rescan the line. That's wrong. Line. And that's that. So line cases, I have to define line cases, but I'm happy to define line cases. So line cases are the things that I will actually encounter while I'm parsing a line, i.e. in the naive, when I'm parsing, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna encounter. Like it's before I hit like a statement and or the keyword that starts a statement. So I'm just like, I might just get anything. So that's why a lot of these are errors, because I already thought like, oh, you know what? If I hit, and also some of these just don't appear at all or should not appear at all. Like line continue, I process that out of the tokens, so it does not appear at all. Line end, of course, I want line end to have its own behavior. Same with semicolon. Semicolon is like a line end, but it doesn't need a leading white space ahead of it. Also arrow, if you hit an arrow first thing, there's something strange going on. But whereas if you hit and here's just forward declaration how if you hit I do however think that print open, that's nice. If you print open, you're gonna parse a group, expr group. Oh yeah, so parsing shorthands. You see this a lot. Expr is of course for expression. Stement is short for statement. And then this is somewhat idiosyncratic. I have declarations which are also statements. They get their own little thing. Largely it's to make, let me scroll up, and it's to make this this possible right here. So I have this set up so that way if I want to find out if a statement is a certain, like, is this what or is this token, is this AST node that I'm looking at specifically as an expression, statement, declaration, just real fast bit comparison instead of me comparing ranges. Also annotations, I forgot annotations. And that's annotation. I was hemming and hawing about annotations when I was thinking about how I was gonna set up the AST, and I was just like, you know what, annotations, they're just their own nodes, and that's that. Oh, I hope is this working? Yep. Nope. Live. Let me hit the live button. Oh yeah, it's great. Maybe not. Don't know. Looks good. It says it's going still. Oh well. Something went wrong. Oh, interesting. YouTube is saying something's bad. Looks okay to me. I'm gonna do a little cheeky refresh on the chat. 1 second. One second. Cheeky refresh. Oh, no need. Perfect. Perfect. Anyways, so that's that. I'm not in love with any of this, so I'd be happy to change it. Well, actually, I am kind of in love with it, and I'm happy. This sparks joy, honestly. I like this. As you can see, it's just nice. Attributes packed. It's packed. It's 4 bytes. No, excuse me. 2 bytes. Nice. Fits in a 16-bit integer. 2 bytes. Very nice. As you can, yeah. It's early for me. I have a second cup of coffee on standby, so I'm ready to go. And honestly, I'm not in love with this. This is just sort of so I could figure out what, if I'm looking at an operation, what operator is it. So as you can see, we got all of them. And again, bitwise comparison. Don't ask me why. Why is this even a bit flag? No, really, why is this even a bit flag? Yeah, why is this a bit flag? Oh, right, because a lot of it, yeah, I want assignment to combine with things. However, let me just, this is kind of goofy. I think we could fit this in. How many do I have here? This is 27 lines, so I only need... this is only 20... There are only 27 lines here? You know what that means. This is only 27 lines, excuse me? This is only 27 lines? Actually, oh, this is part of a union. I don't give a shit. Yeah, this is part of a union. I don't care. It's okay to be wasteful if it's part of a union that is at least 8 bytes. That's what I say. Oh, I shouldn't be that wasteful, I guess. Yeah, I still have expert type, expression type. Yeah, because I also want nodes, AST nodes that are expressions. I want a way to kind of figure out what exactly they are. Also, I don't like this song. This is Flamingosis. I like Flamingosis. I think it's Flamingosis though. That's stylized as that. So yeah, this is the text. This is, I have not implemented this. This is why it's a macro. That's another cool thing you can do with macro. You could just slam them out. Let me just, this is the power of macros to do. To do. yeah, so this is that. So this is why I have operations hanging around. Again, there's no need to be. Excuse me, is this only 4 bytes? This is based. I see why I did this. I'm a genius, however, not that smart. Whoosh. None of these need to anything after that, honestly. I just. There we go. And let's see how easy it'll be to align. And I'm doing 8 there because there's only 27, or there's at least 27. So I just don't care. And let's just delete till comma. That it's back to text mode. Dip, align. There we go. Back to C mode. Alright, that's that. So why am I doing this? I'm doing this so that I can, again, compose assignment with all the other operations that need to be composed with assignment. And yeah, this looks goofy. And we're just going to live with it. That's part of life. Also, I was rereading the GDScript reference. The bitwise operator, they don't have assignments for the bitwise operators. It's just, GDScript is such a joke. It's a joke. It's an insanity. The more like I go back to the references to read, I'm like, what the fuck are they? What were they smoking when they designed this language? Well, this scripting language, not even the real language. I was like, what? Why is it so complicated? Just give me semicolons as usual, please. I beg of you. White spacing as formatting is confusing. It hurts my brain. I don't know. I don't think Python. I don't think Guido's innovation was a wise choice. But yeah, it's me. More slander on people. Probably undoubtedly smarter than me. Yeah. But yeah, not me. Not a fan of white space formatting. Yeah. So that's why that's there, and this will give me like 7 bytes to play with. Wow. So 8 bytes. These, yep, bangers. Look at this. This is ridiculous. This is kind of gross, honestly. I don't know how I feel about this. But yep, that's that. Actually, this is operand 2. What's cool about this, honestly, this is operand 2, but I can refer to it as just operand when I'm actually in code. And I'll just get the first one, because if you know, you know. So that is actually really good with for unary. How's operand? Oh, hold up. Cat wants to come in. 1 second. Gotta get the cat in. Dude, are you really want to leave now? Are you for real, my man? Are you a real lunch cat? You a real cat? Buddy. Buddy. Okay, bye. Well, I'm gonna close the door because it's hot, bud. Whatever. I closed the door, so he's gonna start screaming about how he wants to go outside, undoubtedly in 10 minutes. But that's life. I think if I'll pet him, he'll want to leave. Cause he's only friendly in the evening. During the day, he's just like, don't touch me. He likes to be friendly when it's dark outside, and then he's like, please, you have to lay with me. I'm like, Also, let's get down to real pro coding, and by coding I mean I'm probably gonna end up writing more macros just because I don't want to write. I don't actually want to write, and I honestly find it. This helps me. This honestly helps me. It helps me think. This helps me think like it's like a hash map basically. It's easy for me to read. So let's get banging. And by banging, I mean let me figure out what music I want to listen to. God, no, let's just put on the Nier soundtrack. And by Nier, I mean Nier Gestalt and Replica. Yep. Why is YouTube is losing about the chat for some reason? Probably because I signed out of my yeah, whatever. Whatever, as long as it's working, I won't complain. Yeah, I probably have to log into my account again. Whatever, I'll figure that out later. Don't care. Okay, it's a little crowded. Alright, I bumped up the font size. Let me know if you can't read this or anything. I can always enlarge in the font, even if I don't want to. Oh, ha. Excuse me. Alright, so main back and X. What else can you hit? You can pick. What is the brace open? Oh my god. That's a dick, so we gotta raise. Brace open. Experdict. What else do we got here? We got paren open. Nope, not paren. Bracket. And that is an for array. What else we got here? Commas. So you're not gonna hit. If you do hit a comma, and then just parsing a line ad hoc, you should just not work. Also, same with all these operators. If you're just parsing a line, you should just only hit the unary operators. However, OP sum and OP difference are both, well, actually when they're parsed as in that's when I'm tokenizing it. When I'm tokenizing these two, I actually interpret them as binary operations, whereas when I am actually, let me just slide over my tokenizer real fast. I see, parser.h. So as you can see, there's been a lot of brutal stuff going on in here. So when I'm Also, yeah, feel free to, if you chat, you'll show up down here. So feel free to, or at least you should. If you don't, scream. I don't know. I'll figure it out somehow. But yeah, feel free to chat. You'll show up in the bottom, I think. Let me know if you don't. I'll figure it out. So that's and hopefully it's. I was trying to show this last time. So yeah, give it a shot, please. I beg of you. Let me just switch my account. Although getting this going was not as graceful as it should have been. Well, now he wants to leave. Oh, I gotta open up the door. Also, the YouTube live streaming, not as graceful as it should be. I'll leave it at that. It's not as the best message. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye. Idiot cat, he's just like stands with his butt half in the doorway, and he's like, and, you know, I'm closing the door, and he's like, why are you closing the door on my butt? I'm like, you're an idiot. You idiot. He's just like me. So yeah, if we go back into this tokenizing, as you can see, I'm matching some for the unary operator. Really, I should do the unary operators first. Oopsie doopsie, let me just... Because I want to... Unary operators, if you're just parsing the line, unary operators can show up. So if like you have a line that says like -1, that's an expression. It's kind of meaningless, but it's an expression nonetheless. Where are my built-in tokens operators? Yes, I should have unary operators first. And hopefully this doesn't break anything. We'll find out. And by we'll find out, I mean I'll do this, and I'll just... Looks okay to me. Looks good to me. So, you know, this is one quick defensive unit testing. You can just test, change things, test them out real fast. Yeah, just don't go crazy with it, you know. You know, in defensive testing, you can change things, see if they still work. So, great. All right, so now I set up my tokenizers so that way you actually do encounter the parse line, there we go, line cases. So now you actually do encounter the unary operators instead of just stuff in the wild AST. I just want this one, and I want to go back down to line cases. So op identity, expr identity, and I should include a note. Think about checking if unary ops are binary. Okay, great. Inverse, isn't it op inverse? Op inverse. Identity. Oh, negation. We call it negation. Okay. Negation. And these are actually just all unary operations. I don't care. Yeah, bitwise not, expert unary. And finally have bool. And by note, I mean not boolean. Bool not expert unary. I'm gonna create a quick function definition for. Nope, I'm not. You know, if I wasn't so disgustingly lazy, I I would write line cases to handle all of those individually, so that way I could pass in what operation it is. But I just really am that lazy, so I'm not going to. So that's that. Yep, that's that. Actually, yeah, it doesn't matter because I pass in the index here. So don't care. DT space. Why are you complaining? Probably because things aren't defined. X macro redefined. What a... Did you mean parse identifier? No. Oh yes, I probably did. Yes, I did mean that. Sorry. All right, so parse lines, process line, boop, 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 and we're back. Boolean not, so you're not going to encounter the regular Boolean operations, and if you do, you fucked up. Or the binary Boolean, yes, I actually can just copy paste all of the annotations. As you can see, yep. Except, yeah, these warnings. So the warnings are also annotations, and they they allow you to enable and disable certain warnings that Godel can throw up regarding your GD script. These statements, as you can see, I can just copy paste these happily. Is in as super, I think self and super, but is an in, I don't even remember what as is. Oh my god. There's just too many fucking keywords in this goddamn language. Sensible languages, should I just toss out literals because they're just expressions? Again, they don't. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want just a line. Thank. Text mode. Vip. Oops. Line. Nice. C mode. Back to C mode. Alright, let's... Oops. I did not have to align the comment. Oh well, that's what happens sometimes. Note. There we go, and just, oops, not that. Alright, so that's nice. Again, I don't have on any of my annotations implemented, although I am happy about this. Again, this is if or elif or else appear at the start of the line. Again, I'm gonna have to set up something for quote-unquote ternary state or expressions in Godot, which are all just a single inline if else. But other than that, this looks okay. So let's slide back to process line. Excuse me. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking, this is called it's called panicking. Basically, if you try to parse a line and fail, you're allowed to go back and just be like, oh, never mind, JK. And but since again these are all, if I see this keyword, I'm parsing it. I see it, it's mine. I'm parsing it. So I'm thinking just this is what I have errors. This essentially, you know, if it is allowed to error, it adds an error node into the AST. If not, it doesn't. But I think I want to divide this into try parse and just parse. So again, try parse, it does not add error nodes, whereas parse just adds it. But I'm sticking with this for now. Because it's will work, do work that way. And again, default parse lines. Oh, where'd my parse line go? Parse line, process lines. So this is nice because what seems to be the problem here? I just completely screwed the pooch. This is the parent parse yada yada break yada yada break I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, oops. I think it's time for that second coffee. It's time for that second coffee. I should go start drinking that second coffee. Looks okay to me, Chief. Oh right, I have to add in GD script. Oh god, it's time for that second coffee. Script. I'm just gonna what are you saying here? Errors. Did you mean args? No. I'm at 0. Thank you. Parse X per group. Yep, that's right. I have not defined X per group, so so feel free. Your chat will. Emacs. Okay, great. So that's line cases, and here's one weird trick to just forward line cases. Wow, you like forward declaring things? Here you go. Boom. Parse errors. Parent args index. Yes. Parse error is ridiculous, and probably the best demonstration of this. I shouldn't have to tell parse error that, hey, do I declare parse error somewhere? Do I declare that? No. Okay, great. Let's go back to parse symbol. That'll definitely be it. Parsing basics. Parse error should not need. I should not have to tell parse error that is in fact, hey, you're allowed to throw an error. So even for just convenience, this is a little too. And especially because I'm not using a function table anymore, you know. So I can actually write things, and I can even call it. No, I'm not going to call that a const, although I could. Add error parent args. Is there anything else? AST node T star error node. Can I just error at index? What's this one doing? There we go. Excellent. Beautiful. And what seems to be a problem here, Chief? Parse error, conflicting types for parse error. Oh, wow. There we go. That should handle that. To fuel car. Where else do I declare parse error? Oh, in the giant for declaration from hell. There we go. So yeah, I think that was probably the best argument for the difference between parsing and trying to parse, because of course trying to parse is allowed to fail, and that's nice because you know, sometimes you want to try to parse in multiple cases, and other times you don't. You want to say parse, and if you fail to parse, guess what? You throw an error. Throw an error. That's all I gotta say about that. But for now, I'm gonna leave it as is, even though my body is telling me no. Okay, great. One error down. Here we have some, as you can see, I have a lot of convenience stuff because, my God, imagine writing. It's not me. Where was? Oh, right. Oh, Jesus Christ. As you can see, I'm procrastinating just implementing all these fucking functions. But let's get to it. Well, for now, I'm just going to comment this out, and if this throws errors, that's a good thing. Also, I don't need these. These have never worked, and they'll never work. Also, De Morgan laws? De Morgan? Did you know De Morgan was British? The more you know, spreading disinformation in streams. De Morgan was in fact not French. He's in fact British, which is just, you know, Stallman, surprise. De Morgan, British. Am I spreading disinformation? Maybe. So let's see what I have to actually implement. Expert group. I love trying to parse expression groups. To do. Whatever. Alright, so let's spread to parsing. Let's go to expressions. Let's see. Let's just start from the top. Alright, expression groups. Static. If I start to implement this. Group. Nope. Oops. Alright, whatever. Static. Let me just actually set up a recording for this. Let's go up. AST node T star parent. Parse args T star. I have to use my full brain since I'm. Since I'm actually using a macro right now, so let me just stop recording. So expert group. Whenever I write a macro in Vim, I'm just like, my brain is just like, full, don't make a mistake. I don't know, there's a smart, I forget the smart way to like stop but remain in recording mode. I don't, you know, there's some big dick Vim users that are like, oh, there's Emacs. I have a brain problem. I use Emac. I'm addicted. Alright, so expression groups. So this, if args, blah blah blah. Oh my god, this is gross. See. So first you gotta check if the argument, whatever, let's call it GD script, T star let's say also call it sequent. Also, as you can see, I'm using a 32-bit integer instead of a 64-bit integer to mark the number of tokens, because well, you can have like 16,000 tokens. You can't have 32 million. If you got more than 32 million, however many tokens, that's a you problem. You got me. You got me. Okay. Let's just say index, and you know this is probably like a defensive, you know, polymorphism. I've written this so many times, as you can see. This and arg so. So if blah 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 if is GD script paren open else if errors error at index, wow, easy, well, great, return 0. Alright, great, to find the matching pair. And I'm oh good, I have a distance pair. So let's say static UN32. Oops, const. God, let me have a little more coffee. Let's call this M. No, this can be N as well for no, we'll call it M because otherwise I will be confused. Dist pair. Okay, what's the pair? The pair, of course, is going to be a GD script paren open. Also, look at this. This is look at this. This is gross. This is disgusting, honest to God. All right, great. Index I const it's args and okay, great. So if, you know, I could toss this entire statement into, the if, but I'm not going to. I'm going to toss it into the following if. And one concession for legibility. Alright, so what's good about this is basically, I don't know. So, but yeah, what's good about this is allows me to, again, error out pretty quickly. It might not be good. It might be trash. We don't know. It's tough to read. Takes up a lot of lines. Takes up a lot of lines. Whenever we hit that, I'm just like, no, it takes up a lot of lines. And by that I mean it just doesn't take up a lot of lines. Okay, this is readable. I can read this. We can all read this, right? Everyone can read this, right? I can read it, which is what really matters. And what do I misspell here? Just thank you. Fix it. The cough hasn't kicked in yet. By flags, I mean flag. Alright, okay, everyone happy. I can read this. My tired brain can read this, so that means everyone can read this. Okay, so this is great. This basically meant, like, hey, you succeeded in encountering a opening paren, and you found the matching closing paren, and you're parsing it as an expression group. So now just parse everything inside of an expression group is, of course, more expressions. So I don't think I've implemented this yet, so I'm just going to say, actually I have set up a recording for this one. What letter is it on? Nope. Yay! Expressions. Everything inside of an expression group is an expression. So I'm just going to say, hey, parse expression, return whatever parse expression. Okay, and yep, throw errors. Okay, that's great, that's great. Since I found the opening and closing parens, if, say for instance, something inside of those, what should be an expression group is not an expression, I actually do want to add error nodes. Hey, additional viewers, feel free to chat, and as you can see, if you look in the bottom here, maybe you can see it, maybe you can. I can always increase my font size. Your chats are going to appear inside of the chat down here, so feel free to say something and you'll be immortalized forever on the internet, whether you like it or not. So yeah, this is the power of Emacs. You know, I set up a disgusting little Python script. Someone left their API keys in a GitHub repo. I'm like, they have your API keys? My API keys now, brother. And this is pre-vibe coding. This is a honest to God human mistake. We love it. We love it, people. All right. Passing argument to blah 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 here. Oh, of course, great. Yes, you're right. I do have to. Oh, right. But first, we have to, of course, create a node. Node t star no. Add child parent. Args, and this is going to be AXV expert group. Thank you. Thank you. Node, your position. And this is going back to my whole concern about what should be. Again, I don't think I need the position or the. Actually, I do like length, especially for expression groups, to say like, hey, just how many you got here? Whatever. Positive I. Up. Don't return that. You succeeded by definition. Anything inside, you did your best. Pos I equals that. Len node len, and you gotta look to your children to figure out your length, and it's going to be one more plus one some children length. There might be commas there. I don't care about commas. We don't care about commas, people. Folks, we don't care about commas. Node, what else we got here? Args, what else we got here? Index. What's interesting about this is I actually want to start parsing 32t. Okay, so I plus 1. I actually want to start parsing after the parentheses. Because of course, groups can contain more groups, so I want to increment forward a little bit, and we'll just say index is equal to whatever j ends up. So after parsing the expression, you're just like, yep, we got it. We got it, folks. Oh, and I want to parse xt. I want to create a local version of this. Local subargs. Let's just say this is a copy of args and subargs. Oops. Is this right? Probably not. Probably not. So what am I doing here? I want to stop parsing at the closing parentheses. So let me just go back to where I implement this. As you can see, I have this. Okay, just pimp decision right here. We're going to do this is another consternation of why I did not want to use why I did not want to use position, because of course that means it's just not good. It's not good. We'll leave it at that. There's some big brain thoughts. Okay, so my big brain thoughts is position is of course based in the full tokenizing, whereas for something like this, parse a sub-expression inside of this expression group, I could just pass in a slice of all the IDs and tokens, and I'd just be like, whoop, I don't have to think about what's actually going on. But if I have position here, I need to like normalize it to the act. I don't want the position relative to the slice. I want the absolute position. I want the absolute position, not the slice position. So this is why I keep on looking at these like I don't need position. I don't need position. I do want length, but I don't think I need position. Especially because the token and class itself it's making me think. I don't think I need this. Position has never given me joy. Because, okay, so here's how I'm going to do error handling. I can have so here's how I'm going to do error handling. I'm going to take out, or I'm going to just toss this into this union here. Struct. I don't like this because it's somewhat redundant with symbol here, which is for identifiers and literals. But since I could do this for union or for errors, and it won't increase the size. Token, and I can just have a fat pointer essentially. Num tokens, error token, and we'll just say error tokens num. There. So this can help. This will help for. This makes debugging easy, or not debugging. This makes diagnostics easy because the token, we just go where the token is implemented. It gives the position in the original text. This is a little ridiculous. Don't really need this, but I like it, so I'm keeping it. Yes, this does double the. This basically doubles the size of the struct since I'm using a string. I don't need this. I like it though, but I don't need it. But yeah, so this error token, again, this is just another slice. And so this should allow me to sidestep this and this. Shouldn't need those anymore. Although I'm just going to comment that out. That was a little too ballsy even for me. All right, so that improves things. Yeah, that improves things. We'll just leave it at that. Because honestly, you don't. If things are going good, you don't need diagnostics. Like, if you're right, don't print out anything. You don't need the diagnostics if things are right. You're good. Oh, it's the old no news is good news. However, I do have a bunch of errors, which is just, especially at parse error, which is the most important one. And let's just expand this macro. What are we complaining about here? Let's go to this macro. Okay, great error. Error node. Error token equals parent. Nope. Args tokens index. And for now, we'll just say. Oops, I need that. Error node error num errors, num errors. Well, what's a better name than that? Error length. Error len. And we'll leave it at that. So this easily allows me to. Oops, shouldn't be that. Should be plus star index. There we go. Boop. Beautiful. Okay, great. So this makes it so if I hit an error, I can just. So what's nice about this is if I hit an error, I can be like, oh wow, I'm at an error. So can we'll just get this token T star E, and we'll just blah blah blah. We got the error somehow. This is what's nice about this. So now I can just for oh, I already got that. Huh. I can just use a for loop to iterate all of the tokens that compose the len. Oh yeah, this just, and I can just get all the tokens. Yes, and that's great. It's great. Oops, nope. This instead of being an AST, it's an AST node. So yeah, this is why. Yeah, this is nice. And again, since it's part of this excessive union, it actually doesn't increase size. So that's nice. I have a nice tight bandwidth, tight code and tight bandwidth, boys. Great. Okay. Let's go. All right, where was I? Control expert group. Where's my group? Rescan group. Thank you. Oops, and yeah, I need that. This should be parse expression. Yep, just parse expression. This is gonna be a real headache to implement. Oh yes, but this actually makes me happy because I'm so yeah, I commented that out. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna raw dog it. I'm not. I'm like a cardinal. I'm raw dogging it. No, I'm not memoizing things anymore, which is it's good. Yep, it's good. Admittedly, I do have to comment all these out now, but that's it's fine. Tight bandwidth. So here we have subargs. Yeah, tell me what's going on here. It's at the top. All right, so parse args T, yada. I have to bump up the tokens plus I since plus J actually. I'm somewhat wondering myself, why don't I just mem copy? I don't need a mem copy. I'm an adult. Args. Alright, this is nice. Plus J. Okay, great. Assigning to from const, aka const, discards qualifiers. Okay. All right, great. So this is why I didn't think I needed that, because now I can just pass in subargs like this, and I'm happy. Which is, you know, I'm the one writing the code here, the code. So my happiness is what's paramount. And honestly, this is nice because, again, it's basically kind of recursive parsing. So now I just look at what's inside. I'm just like, well, what's going on in here? What's going on in here, Chief? And if this bites me in the ass later, I'll figure it out. I just have to uncomment these two lines, which is nice. Great. Don't need this. Arid index, why we complain about assigned to blah 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 from constant. Oh my god. Okay, fine. We'll get rid of const token D star. There. Okay. Yeah, there. We all hate const here. Everybody hates const. Oh. This doesn't make sense. Boys, this doesn't make sense. Okay. Yeah, lads, this doesn't make sense. All right, lads, we're so back. No. All right, let me just turn on my. I have to actually turn on my brain. Give me a second. I will say, here's one thing I can do. Const u132t n equals argson. So I'm setting up a big old for loop here, and I want to iterate from basically from int I equals j. J less than I plus count. Basically, that's what I want. So, what is n going to be? It's going to be I plus count. Minus, nope, just I plus count. Alright, thank you for J plus count. There we go. Thanks for being my rubber ducky. Or maybe it's I plus count. No, it's J plus count, because I want to exclude that. Where's an I plus count? Yes, it's I plus count. Okay, great. All right, thanks for being my rubber duck, folks. Yep. Actually, no. I can just star index equals j because again, I'm going to iterate at the top level, so I'm happy. And I will figure out parse expression later. And this is going to be the generic case, which is why I'm declaring it first. So that way I don't have to, figure out later. Alright, so great. We've got one down, a lot to go. Xpredict, I fucking hate, I don't want to parse dict. I don't want to parse dicts. My brain, have I already implemented this? No. I don't want to parse. I'm skipping. I hate these. I hate these too. So I'm not going to do them. Instead, I'm going to do expression unary. Okay, so what's people are like? Oh, unary expressions. I've been reading, which is insane. But no, I read a couple things about parsing. Robert Nystrom's Crafting Interpreters. I read most of that. I like Robert Nystrom in general. I largely agree with him on most things, and I think he's a really great guy. I don't think unaries, and I also read another paper that someone asked, I will link. It's a free paper. It's also an academic paper, which I read it. Just academic slander. 9 times out of 10, I'll read like a paper, an academic paper, and I'm like, no shit. No shit. But basically, the takeaway from this 20-page paper is like, hey, try parsing things in the order you want them. And I'm like, well, of course. Long story short, parsing unary expressions. Excuse me. I made a recording. Oops, did I? I didn't. Okay, great. I thought I made a recording. Yeah, okay, good. Parse X for unary. So unary expressions. The trick to unary expressions is you actually. So the index is the unary operator. So there's some ridiculous error handling, like, oh, is this actually a unary operator? Let's find out. But the important thing is. you go back, and this is an argument for, again, why I wanted another argument for why I wanted to basically use arrays for this abstract syntax tree, and why I'm memoizing this. You look at the last child of the node, and if the last child, i.e. whatever is to the left of the operator, if that is an expression, then, or excuse me, that is not, there's some expressions this works with, but I think I even wrote this out, unary. I swear to God I wrote this out. I swear I wrote this out. But anyways, there's a trick. Yeah, I did. Okay, I wrote this out. Oh, wow, I wrote this out. Great. Great. Okay, so yeah, here we have, I actually wrote this out already. How to parse a unary expression. So here's the trick I was talking about. Args, or am I just assuming we are at a unary expression? Excuse me. Expr operand. Binary. Oh, right, here we are. All right, flags. So, all right, okay, it's the opposite way. The trick is the opposite way. So, to figure out if you have a binary expression, if whatever is to the left of the operator, if it's a symbolic expression, i.e. a symbol that isn't single symbol or token. So, this is, say, the number 5. That's a symbolic expression. If it's that, or if it's a unary expression, or if it's a group expression, if it's any of these to the left of whatever you just saw, or what it is a binary expression. And then for unary expression, it's kind of just the opposite, right? So if it's not a binary, then it's a unary. It's simple as. So there's going to be some rudimentary error handling, which I kind of need. Yeah, I definitely need. Okay, so let me just yoink that from the binary. This is why I have De Morgan laws at the top, because I was like, De Morgan laws, there should be a simple way to figure this out. And yeah, I'm just going to rewrite the parse expression unary. Actually, I'm just going to copy paste it. Where is it? Symbolic. You can stay symbolic. I like you. Do I have it somewhere? Symbol, literal? These are all just symbols. These are all just symbols. Except for identifier. Identifier is not. What am I doing? I like you. You can stay here. You're pretty cool. You can stay here. But why am I doing this? Because it's funny. I really should just be using a. Don't need that. Nice. You don't need it. Great. Expert unary. So you can stay there. Okay, so I'm stealing the flag from my binary, and I'm just gonna slam a exclamation point in front of it. It's that simple. Did I forget a unit? I forgot a unit. There we go. It's good. Did I forget more? I forgot some stuff. Where's my flags? Oh, I see. So, slide that down there. Okay, so expression unary. Is it a given that I am at a unary? I am at, no. we may think that this is a given because, again, if you just hit it raw, if you hit a unary operator, just it's first thing in the line, you'll be like, oh yeah, first thing in the line, yeah, this is definitely a unary operation. It's definitely not binary because there's no left-hand side operand. Let me drink a little more coffee. But again, if I'm just parsing, so if we go back here, parse expression group, as you can see, we just like just parsing an expression. We have to actually figure out if what we're looking at is a binary or unary operation. So what would be smart is if instead of having parse expiration, that'd be smart. Yep. So this is me just putting off work. And of course, I want to try to parse if parse try to parse a binary. Actually, you know what? Try to parse a unary first. Binary. Or we can actually think. Yeah. Actually think. All right. So real coding energy. I'm going to figure out if I'm actually looking at an operator at the index, and then I will split from there. Real coding. Figure out if you're looking at an operator. So it's that simple. And I think I have a AST op t op. I swear to God, I feel like I do this inside of parse binary. I do most of this inside of parse binary. Most of this inside of parse binary, which you know that means. So this will so what I'm thinking here is that this will allow me to not this will make it so that way I can just call it the proper parsing, and I'm going to kill this, get more flags. Number children, flag op equals not. I can just return here. That's nice. Default, I can just return 0, binary option, binary assignments. And I am assuming that I'm inside of an expression, so if I encounter the assignment or the colon, I am treating them as the appropriate operators. Okay, great. So default, if you don't hit one, just exit. Don't throw an error. Good. Okay, great. Flag up not. So this flag is going to be used if the flag is true, op is equal to greater. I can just get rid of that. I know for sure operand is greater than 0 at this point because I just, oops. So now I can do this, bitwise and assignment. Don't care, that's fine. Last child is an AST expression, symbolic unary group function. So if any of these are on the, or these will basically become the left-hand side argument of the binary operation. So if it's any of these, then so I can rename this flag to just binary flag. Binary op, bin op, we'll call it bin op flag. Well, let's clear what it is. Yes, I like that. This is good. And although what is not good is, I'm just... Ah! There we go. Yes, thank you, thank you. Boop. There we go. Alright, it's good. It brings me joy. So this does not get looked at. And this is why I am caching whatever the last child ID was. Because I'm just supremely lazy. Makes things easy for me, basically. Great. One of these don't belong. This might be wrong. This is probably wrong. I can come back to this. But what's nice is note. But since I singled it out, I can just call whoop 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 whoop. I'm going to do a little redundant work. That's fine. Is there an easy way to convert whatever is binary, what may be a binary? No, because I see. Alright, I changed that. So I identify unary operators instead of binary. I prefer unaries when I'm tokenizing. But whatever. Parse expr binary. Is this expr binary? No? Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, great. What is my function signature? Parent args, index errors, and parent args, index errors. Yes, you do. And errors, I can just. Oh, no, it's gonna be a 1. uint32t, j is index plus 1. And by index, I mean I. And by here, I mean there. Okay, great. I do want it to error. If you fail to parse a binary expression after thinking you're at a binary expression, yeah, you should throw an error. However, I want this to succeed. There we go. And then here, of course, I'm no longering else. I am no longer parse expr unary. Easy. I can just. This is the same thing going on here. I should toss in a uint 8 res. We'll just call it that. Res equals that. Here we have res equals to this, and return the result. It's res, not riz. No, I trust you guys. You guys aren't brain rotted. There's some memes I have to do for parsing binary expressions. Yeah, I have to do memes for parsing binary expressions, so but I'll come back to that later. Oops. Yeah, there's some memes I gotta do. I have to do memes here. I have to actually, yeah, I gotta actually change the structure of my tree real fast. So give me a second. Parent. Let me get the. So what's probably why I should not have deleted that is, well, first of all, I have to change any unary operator into a binary operator. So let me just do that with a switch real fast. Yeah, sorry, it's more switches. And guess what? It's gonna be on ID's eye again. It's a swivel switch though. It's a nice, it's a friendly switch. So again, we're looking at GDScript op identity. Can I do this with, and we'll just say break real fast here. I could probably do this with a I can do this with note. I can do this. I can do this with a, what is this, negation? There we go. I can definitely do this with a conditional, like switchless. By switchless I mean like branching free. I don't want to do it with branching free. I'm using branching free stuff. I'm gonna use a branch here. I don't care. Complain about it. I'm using a branch. Okay, anyways, let's just change the ID eyes. So GDScript should be GDScript opt some thanks. And this should be GDScript op difference. Thank you. Great, 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 great. You love to see it. Okay, great. So now I turn my unary operators into binary operators if they look like unary operators, but I want them to be binary operators because I figured out I'm in a binary expression, not a unary expression. Great. Great, 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 great. Oh yeah, the trick is whatever, if the last child is a binary operation, you're definitely not looking at another binary operation. Oh wait, no, you might be. Scratch that. I'm having a brain. Yeah, this is probably wrong. I'm standing by this note. This is probably wrong. Yes, I'm probably wrong here. There's a trick. I forget the trick. I thought of the trick before I was very sleepy. So, but you know, this is why the stream was delayed. I was at some friends had a dinner party, so that's why. Oh, shot finished. Shot finished? Oh no. Why? Whatever. Well, feel free to chat in the thing. That's fine. Anyways, okay, so yeah, there's a trick. I forget the trick, but that's what this flag is for. Well, I'll remember the trick after this coffee kicks in. And that'll be that. But yeah, but first I have to do some fun node manipulation for this binary expression. Or I don't. And you know what? We're going to not actually do that. Yeah, think about that. Just don't. You don't want to do work? Just don't. It's that simple. Okay, great. All right, let's actually implement these things better. So I don't have to Yes, I do. A real programmer would write separate functions if they like know 100%, because this is a little ridiculous. When parsing expressions, like, oh, am I an expression? Check again. I kind of don't care though. Yeah, kind of don't care, and by kind of don't care, I mean I just really don't care. So yeah. Yep, looks good, looks great. You'll love to see it. Oh, shot broke. That's a shame. Whatever, I'll just kill it. Oop. So yeah, if I was a real programmer, I would not check again. That's a little ridiculous. I'm kind of just slamming this bad boy out though. So so the trick here is I do this, and then I make, yes, this is right, and then I want to, yeah, that's good, binary, yep. Do I have to do this same logic again? My god, it's terrible. I don't think I have to do this logic again, because if I am parse line if I'm at parse line, I'm never just calling, actually, let me check out process line. Oh, God. I guess I can encounter that stuff. Disgusting. Anyways. Yeah, dang. Yeah, I do have to repeat that logic. Oh, this is awful. Okay, whatever. I do need all this. This is hell. Oh, welcome to hell. Dry means do repeat yourself. Okay, great. Dry means do repeat yourself. Okay, great. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to actually just do the cool thing. Get the last child. AST node T star last child. T star last child. Last child. Children. Parent. Children. Last one. There we go. Last child. Boop, boop, boop. Why complain? Because I'm getting the actual thing itself, not the pointer to it. Thank you. Okay, great. Last child. I'm going to copy that into a temp node. Yep. Okay, great. Last child. You are now a ID AST expr binary. Great. Enjoy. Last child. Well, ID. There we go. Should be op. Great. Oh, and I have to change op to be AST sum. Did I call it AST sum? Call it sum. Great. Control that difference. All right, great. We handled that. All right, cool. Last child left-hand side is equal to I have to actually add a node real fast. So excuse me. T star LHS is going to be add child. What do we got here? Last child. Whatever temp's ID is. This is going to, of course, be a double pointer. Double pointer and the temp ID. Thank you. Whatever's on the left, parents set up. That's great. That's good. And what's nice about this is last child. Last says goes LHS. Although I don't actually need to do that, but I'm going to. I don't actually need to do that because if we look at this union here, children shares the same field as left-hand side. Although I'm going to do this for clarity purposes because it's a good thing to do. Yep. And well, RHS actually, yeah, right-hand side is going to be the same field. No, it will be a different field. Okay, whatever. It's kind of inelegant. Whatever. So I can have to tell parse expression. and whatever is this here, last child, which is of course the new binary operation. Oh, temp is a loca. Temp is just gonna, it's gonna evaporate away, so I don't care. Great. But last child, yada 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 yada. I do some J memes. Great. Art and J. Yes, please. Throw an error, please. I beg of you. All right, so what we can do here, so whatever last child, if I actually am just going to say rich to last child, oops, last child, children 2, children plus 1, plus 1. So I can do this because parse expression, it's going to give me a node regardless because it either errors or it doesn't. So I can call parse expression here. So I know last child has at least 2 children, technically. LHS, this is kind of redundant. Great. So last child, beautiful, beautiful. This lets me do some operand beams real quickly with the left-hand side and right-hand side. Beautiful. Great. You love it. We love it. Okay. Great, 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 great. And this is basically how you parse operands. It's that simple. So. It's really is that simple. It's return 1. Yeah, it's probably return 1. Right. Ha ha ha. Okay, great. AST node T star last child. Don't need any of that logic. AST node T star unary up. Child and parent args AST expr unary. There it is. Expr unary. There it is. I saw it. Unary node operation. And yeah, I'm gonna have to rewrite things. It's life. And I still got the same logic with J, same logic here. If you get an error, that's fine. I don't need to do this because right-hand side, yada, yada, yada. I mean, technically it's on the right-hand side of a unary operation, but it's also operand 0, so I can just call operand. That's nice. Yep. Okay, great. So I can just do this, and that'll handle that, which is parse expr unary. By that, I mean expression. Although this should exclude, parse expression here should exclude a binary expression. I expect certain things. I expect either... Let me look back at all of my expressions. So here, I expect either a symbolic, a function, or a group. So I can actually try to parse these specifically. So I'm going to try to parse this, try to parse a group, or try to parse a function. So why not? Why not? Are there some cool bit memes I can do? No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. I'm out here fiending for bit flags. Okay, whatever. 1 second. Ergs. So we got a expression, symbolic. It can also be a func, and it can also be a group, and that's all it can be. Please, it's clang format. Clang format, you're killing me, clang format. Oh my god, dude. Whatever. Fuck it. Okay, great. How am I gonna join these with ors? Thank you. Which one am I gonna try to parse first? I'm gonna try to parse group, then function, then symbolic. So I'm trying to parse a group first because, well, basically, I definitely parse symbolic last because group starts with the parentheses, so that's nice. You can just bail out if you don't hit that open paren keyword. Same with func, if you don't hit that if you don't hit an identifier and then an open paren as the second symbol or as the second token, you just bail out, and by then you just know, like, hey, I'm at a symbolic, so yes, please parse that things. Although there are some weird functions that are actually identifier dot identifier, so there's some bad shit. There's some thinking. Parsing an expression parsing a function expression is actually a pain. But the trick, what's cool about this, applies. Why is this happening? Because I don't care. I know. I have to write the whole thing. Thank you. Parse the score. We'll just call it A. Binary node, args, and J. Yes, you should not throw an error because I have to try a whole bunch of things. Yep. Seems to come here. Am I? Oh, I am blind. There we go. Looks good to me. Okay, great. Leave that there. That's yep. Cool, great. And this is called, yeah, I have not declared that later. So yes, C99, ISO C99 do not support implicit function declarations. I know, I'm gonna do it. Alright, so parse expression, again, similar logic here. The right hand statement is going to be a oh, actually no, this can be stuff. It's gonna be group though. Yeah, it's gonna so group can include a binary expression. So this is why I parse group. Function. This is the actual heartbreak parser, because again you can have classes and subclasses. So it's just like and then finally symbolic is like, yeah, I give up. It's symbolic. Yep. Okay, great talk. Let's say res. Let's just return res. There we go. Let's just call it result. There we go. No, this is my code. I use res. I don't use result. Is it residue or is it res? We may never know. And I have to undef x, but I already do that. Great. No, this is probably wrong. No, is wrong. And similar thinking with binary. Similar thinking of this, so we can of course have a unary function. That's the one. Oops. Unary. That's the one. So yeah, what can show up in the right-hand side of a binary expression? Well, of course we know we can have another. We can have another binary expression actually. Actually, yeah. So which is why I just use parse expression, because I don't know. There's going to be some crazy shit to the right-hand side. Yeah, that's my take. That's my take. There could be some crazy shit over there. You never know. You never know. Anyways, why is this function definition is not allowed here? You're killing me, bud. You're killing me. Why? Whatever. Oh, this is a clusterfuck kind of class. This is a clusterfuck kind of function. I like this though. Just suck that up, copy paste, live your good life. Live life, copy paste. And we can just return this. I'm going to play around with the res. Alright, this is and what's cool is I do not, again, I prefer to identify identity, here we go, negation. There we go, boop, easy, done. Oh, breezy. Alright, this is my unary expression parsing, done. Great, you love to see it. Can you have a unary expression to the right hand side of a unary expression? No, you cannot. Called the, yes, I know, I don't care. Yeah, there are errors all over the place. You gotta live your best life, you know? And by that, I mean just throw up errors all over the place. I don't know, we'll figure that later. Figure that out. Okay, great. So I have generic operations figured out. And actually, it puts in the work. It does the work. Except this does not work. This works. This works great, actually. Unary, I love parsing unary nodes. Whatever. What's next? Sorry, I'm distracted. Where was I? Symbolic, I parsed that well, in fact. I'm happy about parsing that. So we're done with unary group. We're done. I'm not even, I'll handle all the annotations later. I hate parsing annotations. Alright, let's parse the if statement. So I have parse statement, another statement. Here we go, parsing statement arguments. Great, parse arguments. Okay, a little redundant. Actually, no, it's actually. I don't know why it's throwing an error, but I'm happy with it. Oops. Oops. There we go. I'm happy with this. Let's just let's just grind it out. Grind it till you find it. What? Function definition is not allowed here. I'm just whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. I'm writing code here, dog. All right. Skedaddle, skedoodle. So if you hit an if, you know the keyword's an if. I expect to see in condition, and let's see how does GDScript reference this stuff? Let me pull it up on a second monitor. And by that I mean the keywords if. Do I need a colon? Condition colon? Yes. Okay. Go off, King. So the format of an if. So I'm gonna just slam out some Lisp-looking code here. So statement if this is gonna be it's not a symbol. So you're expr conditional, and then you have the actual body. So this is the actual format of the if statement. And what's good about this is there's some good here. There's some good here, and by that I mean. And here's the good thing. I could, in theory, toss the conditional expression into this gross union right here. And that means I could just have the body. Although, since I do have children and numb children, I could just, the first child is... by definition, the expressional condition. So then I can just keep on trucking, which I think would probably be the wiser thing to do, in all honesty. Although I do have this struct. This is excessive. Conditional. Alright, great. So that's what I'm doing there. So okay, great. So boom, hit the keyword. Okay, great. So next star. Const, nope, not even const, just UN32J. Index +1. So try to parse a conditional. Parse an expression. Yeah, parse an expression. Just parse expression. So parse expression. Well, first AST node T star. If is equal to, let's call this the if node for clarity. Parent, and parent, args, AST, statement if. Okay, great. If node. Oh, this is disgusting. This is truly disgusting. And J. All right, so after you try to parse an expression, you of course can get an error if you are in an if statement and you don't actually pass an proper condition. Yeah, the whole thing should error out, which is why I'm actually capturing the value of res here. And again, I do want to see a if ids const. Nope, I don't need constant. Ids. I do need GD script. ID t star ids is equal to args ids. I do need this. Nice, nice. And j plus 1 should be equal to a GD script colon. And I'll just and equal here, and equal that, and then finally I just parse the body, and I just don't care. And I have not gone on to parsing body, so I haven't gotten around to parsing body, and I'm about to make a global variable. I try not to make global variables, but I'm gonna make a global variable. So if we look at process line, excuse me, yeah, so here we have a required leading white space. I'm at the point where, honestly, I think I should make this a global variable. So let's just slide all the way up here. So here we have static uint 8. Let's make that 16. Why not? Required leading white space equals equal to 0. Even though it's initialized to 0, I'm going to do that. Statement assert parse statement if parse if. Parse if. Thanks. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to required plus plus, and then I can just parse lines again. Process lines again. Process lines. Again, I'm not. Oh God. Okay, great. So we're back in the process lines. If I can find it. Oh, process line is only a single line. Butts. Okay, process tokens. Oh, so I gotta call process tokens. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Or instead of using the global variable, since I'm using args, I could just use args. I could cache the required leading white space in args, but I don't feel like I'm gonna use it. No, I should, because eventually some of my thoughts in this going forward is I could have a gigantor oh cool, actually I can do that. Okay, so my thoughts in here is when I'm starting up the LSP, I can multi-thread the fuck out of this, which is why I want this to be a thread local variable. So this is why I'm tossing this here. Parse args, of course, is going to be thread local, but it's just going to be passed around all over the place. So parse statement, parse statement, if I can find it, my god. There you go. So process lines. Delete those. So args are required. S plus plus. I actually hate that. I cannot read this. I do not know. I know this works too as well, but I cannot read this. Like it's just a little. Yeah. I fuck with that. Okay, so now I process tokens. And that's how you parse an if statement. So process tokens works. You just keep reading until you bail out. Keep reading until your required leading right space is lower than you think it ought to be. Which means I can slide back to process tokens here and delete that because it's going to be part of args required. Yeah, I just. And you can just do that. Process line, of course, returns a UN32T. But args, again, I don't need to pass that as an argument, so I can just delete this. Yeah. Me bike shitting about names. Alright, great. Alright, process line, of course, got the args, rec, LDVS++. Where else do we see leaving white space, returning args, rec. Easy, great. You'll love to see it. Okay, great. Statement if. Okay, good. Process tokens. Yeah. Parent is the if node. Args, still good. Args, the dot index is going to be and j plus 2, and let's just say j is equal to j plus 2 now. Or yeah, so what's here is if you hit yeah, I do want to process tokens. Should I add an error? 1 second. Let me think here. Yeah, that's easy. Whatever, I'm just gonna have some redundant code. That's whatever. Colon flag is j plus 1. Switch back to utilities, secondaries, and secondaries. Great. Actually, if colon is not there, I always want to add an error node. Actually, do I? I don't know. So if there's not a colon, how should it behave? I just I'm going to mark the entire if statement as an error node, and what do I get from that? Yeah, just mark the entire if statement as an error node and laugh about it. Yeah, that's my answer. All right, so if you don't have a colon, you should get an error. Yeah, there should be an error. If you don't have a colon, you should. No colon? That's an error. Regardless. Oh, also all these statements are activated because I specifically parsed them, except for their disgusting ternary operator, which is I'm gonna say that's I'm gonna say that's an expression. Where should I put this? Yank post ternary. How many is this still? This is only 8 still. That's presumably fine. Vip align. Oops, not that much though. V align. There we go. Easy. And I'll figure out ternary later. So if you don't have colon, I'm going to make the entire preceding thing into an error. I'm just going to turn everything into an error. Yeah, it's all an error. Sorry, you did all that work. Sorry, it's an error. Sorry, that's an error. That's an error. Okay, this is great because now you can just say if bang res, you can just bail out, return 0, and you can bail out. So it's going in here. I'm going to turn all of the entire if node, all that good stuff. That's an error. Sorry, bud. You forgot your colon. Tough shit. Oh, and I have sorry, people. I have about probably 15 minutes to go before I have to head out, or I have to end the stream, so sorry. But so yeah, you don't got a colon. This is why I just dislike GDScript formatting. It is not built to be processed. Yeah, I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy. Unhappy about white space formatting. But yeah, so if no colon, that's a problem. You need a colon to live. You need a colon for your if statement. So, so bang res, if res. Oh yeah, if you're fine, just do that. Otherwise, you get an error. I should have better error handling. So if parse expression fails, but there's still a colon, yada yada yada, other things. Although if parse expression fails, I added error node, so that's. Excuse me, I can just do this instead. Which means I can do all of this instead. Yep, I can do all that instead. And I can be adult about things. 1 second. Oh God. Okay, great. So, however, if it still lacks a colon, yeah, I'm happy. It's just gonna throw diagnostics messages, and you get a bunch of red squiggles. It's not my fault. If you forget a colon, just don't bother. Live your best life. Else, do I use res? Nope. Great. Okay, great. Res turn. Oh God. Oh god. Okay, great. If node lip up args yada yada yada. Index. The index is actually j plus equals 2 because we are. I gotta go beyond the gotta go beyond the colon, assuming it exists. So just passing that, and finally, oops. And on success, actually index should be equals to j after that, so I actually want to just process tokens. Don't really care about the results that much, so I can just slam that bad boy out. Okay, great. If errors, error, just say error at index. Although I don't need that anymore. I don't. None of this is right. Whatever. Okay, great. So what I'm actually doing instead is if node, I'm going to change this into an error. Sorry, you forgot a colon. That's an error. Oops, give me that length. So if node. So again, this goes back to my clever use of unions over here. So error token. I should really start it at the error token should. Yeah, fuck it. Big fuck it. I don't give a fuck. If node arms tokens plus star index, and the length is going to be, well, it's going to definitely be at least 1. However, I'm just going to say this entire. Num children, delicious. Although I have to do some math. Everybody's favorite. It's time for some math. Gotta count how long. Gotta figure out how many tokens make up the error. So basically everything up to yeah, it's just the length of that children yada 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 yada. Ugh, I gotta slide in my utility functions. Utility macros. I don't know what macros are. Convenient. Sorry, I got a text message. Let's write a little funkaroo. Figure out how many. Oh, I don't know why I'm struggling so much. My God, I'm an idiot. Arrow len is equal to just j plus 1 j minus index. Maybe there's a plus 1. I don't know. There you go. Easy. I don't have to do math. Thank God. Math averted. Crisis averted. Okay, great. All right, so boom. Forgot a colon. Guess what? Everything's going to become an error. Sucks to suck. And again, parse statement should not. It's basically always going to turn into an error node if there's any mistakes. So this is why I don't particularly like this function signature. Because I'm never going to try to parse this if statement. I'm just parsing the if statement. If I see if, boom, we are at an if statement, except if it's a ternary operator. It's just the one thing holding me back. Okay, great. So that's if statements. Beautiful. Oh, and I still have to update index to be equal to j. So I can just say index equal to j. I can just delete that, put it down there. That's going to happen, good or bad, rain or shine. Great, static, uint, and parse, stement. Oh God, what is going on here? st node t star parent, parse args t, oops, args, uint 32 star index. Oh, right. I completely forgot. I wrote a macro for this. There you go. So this is going to parse an else if statement. So, oh God, oh God. Statement elif Oh, yeah, Clang is furious, so I'm just going to be Eagle-Eye shut down. Eagle-Eye is furious about something. So I'm just going to shut it down. We're just going to, if you're having problems, your LSP is saying you're writing bad code, just shut it down. And so what's nice about this is I can just, if I actually get to the right position, so an elif is basically the same as an if, but slightly different. And I'm not parsing an elf statement, I'm parsing an elif statement. All right, great. So that's that. And I'm gonna yip that real fast. Yeah, we out here yipping. And again, else statements are basically the same, except you don't even do that. Great. Okay, great. You don't even parse an extra. Okay, we're done with those three. And I'm processing tokens elsewhere. So great. And I increment the required linear white space. Yep. Although once you're done, you should uncache that. So args rec LWS should be called cache rec LWS not. So I'm gonna just set a little funky donkey real fast. I forget what is use 32? Yeah, whatever. You went 32T. Rec LWS nah. Oopsie doopsies. Yep. Okay, great. Alright, rec. Yep. Sound like a Martian from Looney Tunes. I am loony though, so it's completely understandable. All right, and that's 3 down. God knows however many more to go. However, it's about 5 minutes for me to go, so I'm going to try to find some low-hanging fruit here. I think I already parse identifiers, so I'm not going to do that. For. Let's do a for loop. What's the format of a for loop? Let's see how for loops look like. Actually, no, they're a lot of work. What am I smoking? Return should be an expression. Actually, what do you guys think? Are returns expressions or statements? I think in C, which is a divinely inspired language, I think they're actually expressions. Oh, spider. But I'm doing them as statements here. Why? I don't know. I could turn them to expressions, though. I could. Yeah, I could. Something to think about. Something to think about. Something to drink about. Okay, great. Actually, yeah, 5 minutes to go. I don't think I can knock off any of these real easily, so I'm gonna call it here. As you can see, let me go into. I'll show you guys something insane. Look all the way to the bottom. As you can see, this is a thick class, and if we just go here, just clock the lines of code to source. Yeah, let's just do it. 63,000 lines of code. and 1,500 lines of comments. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of comments. Cause yeah, if you look at how I do work, I just comment things out. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to delete this, but I don't want it to run. I just comment it out. Maybe not the best habit, but it is my habit. So honestly, this is more like 700-800 lines of code. Although I will admit, it's all almond style code, so it's more like 3,000 lines of code if we're actually honest. And I don't know why I started writing an almond in this. I mean, yeah, part of me. Usually, I'm a KNR kind of guy. I don't know. I'm just an almond in this style. Although I will say, I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot do that. I cannot write pointers properly. I can't do it. My brain just, it don't look right. Same with almond. It don't really work. Like, especially, I think, like, I like that more. I'm a KNR kind of braces. I'm that kind of guy. Anyways, but yeah, that's the stream. There's no really low-hanging fruits I can do in 5 minutes. I gotta go play board games. I hope you have a nice Saturday. And it's Mother's Day, depending where... It's either tomorrow or today. If it's today, hit up a florist ASAP. Make sure your mom, call her, give her some flowers, send them. Contact the florist in our area and deliver if you're elsewhere. Maybe hand deliver if you can. Make sure you get some gifts for your mom. I got gifts for my mom. I'm on top of that, you know. And Habit Papum, USA #1. Okay, end of stream. Goodbye.